All right, folks, it's time for some Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage 100% run by Dereklander. So I hope that you're not dragging your feet around. Get back over to these chairs and let's get going to watch some amazing Spyro speedruns. Derek, I'll let you take it away from here.
I was like, oh my gosh, that was okay. Yeah, my name is Dereklander. I run all the Spyro Trilogy and Crash Trilogy games. I'm here today with my commentator Stump. Stump, how we doing?
Doing good. Ready for another commentary and for some Spyro.
Yeah, for real, for real. So, yeah, Spyro 2 100% is a very, very interesting category because we're going to basically glitch our way to the end of the game, beat Ripto, get all the abilities, all of the power-ups, and then kind of do the run backwards. This was found many, many years ago, probably like 2015. This was found out to be like so much quicker. And the run just looks really flashy. It's usually a good time, so I'll get back to the title screen here. And I'm ready when you guys are.
Sounds good.
All right, you ready for the countdown?
Let's do it.
All right, 5, 4,
3, 2, 1,
1,
go.
All right, hardest trick of the game, we're gonna hold X so we can skip the cutscene. And then second hardest trick of the game, we're gonna hold X again to skip this cutscene.
Good, first try.
And then we'll get into the run. First try, legend. I'm a legend out here. So this is the only level we're going to do without like all of the abilities unlocked, just because it'd take a lot of time to like go all the way back to this level specifically. So this is the only level where you're going to see me flame normally and kind of just play the level somewhat intended, except for that. I just did a double jump. Spyro 2 has a pretty bad mechanic that was overlooked, where you can basically get a double jump by like pushing X and square at like a specific time. And because of that, you can basically go out of bounds in every single level. So we do that here because we want to get to the end of the level, because this is actually an escort mission, because this level wasn't already bad enough. And yeah, so we got these outdoor lamps we gotta do. We gotta get 6 of them. You're supposed to get a Superfly power up, but you can actually flame them with flame charge jumps, which is where I flame and then I angle Spyro up so his flame just goes straight up. Very clean, very easy. And that's the first orb. We need to get 64 of them and we need to get 10,000 gems. So we have quite a ways to go. And this is the guy we're escorting, this animal. I don't know what species he is, but he's pretty chill.
I think they're supposed to be kangaroos.
I was gonna guess
I
kangaroo, but
yeah, you might be right. I swear I've said kangaroo before and someone was like, that's not right. But then I never got what the answer was. So if we just want to call them kangaroos, I'm down.
I mean, they hop, and I think one of them's named Kanga.
Yeah. Here is a really tough section. First try, let's go. So that was really tough. I talked during that, but that's indoor lamps. Basically, you're supposed to get a Superfly power-up for these ones as well. And because of that, it's a very, very tight cycle. To get all the gems below and get all the lamps, you have about a 1.5 second buffer window. And we got first try, which is really good, because if not, you have to like go back and flame all the lamps again. So far, this Glimmer has been pretty easy going.
The game intends you not just to activate the Superfly power, but also to come back with Climb to do the indoor ones.
Yeah. And this game, it's way more common in Spyro 3, but in Spyro 2, there is some instances where the game expects you to backtrack, kind of as a way to like explore new areas with abilities you didn't have before. The two main ones are Climb and Swim. Swim, you can get in the first Homeward, which we'll actually be buying once we 100% this level. And climb you're supposed to get in the second homeworld, but we can skip it with a kind of tough double jump sequence. And that was Glimmer. 1 level down. We have like 23 more to go, so it's gonna be a long one. But yeah, I got into running this game because I wanted to learn all the Spyro and Crash games at one point. And I found myself really enjoying this one just because it's really unique. Like I don't know, like I wanted to talk to you. Yep, surely. It's just really unique how you kind of do most of the levels backwards, or you go to the end of the game then do the levels in the wrong order. You just don't see that too often, so it's pretty cool. I see we have some people in chat. We have some legends in chat. We got Nuke. We got Forlo. I'll yeah, both those guys are Spyro legends. They run a lot of Spyro too. So
Awesome.
shout
Well, thank you so much for joining in. And if you are just joining in, you are watching Complete-a-thon, raising money for Girls Make Games. I want to remind everyone about our current incentives that are currently open. We've got a Catch Mew incentive for Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green with a $300 goal that we'd love to be able to meet in time for that run. And we also have a Squirtle nickname poll that's available. But in order to put in your nickname, you could type !Squirtle in chat, where you could put into the spreadsheet. You could see what spreadsheet, you see the spreadsheet that shows what names are currently in the lead. And you could type your desired Squirtle name in their donation comment in Tiltify. Maximum of 10 characters. Let's see what Squirtle gets named.
Yeah. And we have another legend in chat, Composer. Composer is another Spyro 2 legend, and we will be seeing some glitches, but luckily this is Completion-thon, not no glitches. At least not this time, so we should be chilling. And we kind of missed it, but I did a door skip. You're supposed to get like 5 or 6 talismans to fight this guy, because he's one of the first bosses. But the doors are kind of gimmicky, where if you push the button and you're standing at the door, it just immediately puts you out of bounds. They just never thought someone would stand, you know, underneath the door while hitting the button. So we do that, get out of bounds, double jump, glide over, hit the trigger. Super complicated stuff, but I'm so used to it. It's not too bad. Then this boss fight, pretty simple. For the majority of it, I just let him hit me so I can hit him. And then this last phase, I can flame him, run away, rocks fall on his head. So, pretty chill.
For these last 3 hits, after you damage Crush, he'll come after you and try and smack you with his club, but that attack only has a hitbox very close to the ground, so you may have noticed that a jump is enough to get past that.
Yeah. And now we have Climb Skip. This is a big, I want to say, hard section for new runners. The double jump mechanic isn't just like you get the same height every time. It's very like how well you perform it. So for Climb Skip, I mean, see, I even messed it up once, but it's just really tough to get Climb Skip because you need pretty decent double jump mechanics. But you're gonna double jump on that portal, double jump up that, hover back here because back there for some reason you can walk on that, over here, and we're gonna go this way. And we've essentially skipped buy and climb. But we're not done yet because even though we skipped buy and climb, I want to get to the end of the game as quick as possible. So we're actually going to do Gulp Skip, which allows us to skip into the second boss fight without any of the collectibles that we're supposed to have. This skip is really tough, and it's still kind of vague what people know about it. So there's a good chance I fail it once. But basically, we're going to get stuck behind the breakable wall and try to squeeze our way through a wall, like a little gap in the wall. So we'll see how it goes.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's rough, man. It is so rough. It is bad. I also want to say there's some luck behind it because sometimes you just get pushed out the wall. And oh, okay. Hey,
Alright.
first try.
Nice.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, that's a really tough trick. Even runners like myself, and I'd say the higher mid-range, like we still miss that all the time. Like it's a very common like reset point if you miss it like 2 or 3 times. So now we're into Gulp. This boss fight is so complicated. We're gonna go through this quick. So he has 3 weapons he can drop. He can drop barrels, bombs, rockets. Keep that in mind. Barrels, bombs, rockets. For the first phase, it's only barrels. So the idea is we want to get a double hit so we can skip the bomb phase because it goes barrels, bomb phase, then rocket phase. Sadly, the barrels were too far apart, so we couldn't get them together. Now we're going to get the bomb phase. With the bomb phase, the reason we wanted to skip it is because you physically can't get a double hit during the bomb phase. You can only get a single hit. So I'm waiting for a bomb to drop. Once it drops, I'll flame it towards him and get 1 hit down. And now we have the rocket phase. The rocket phase is almost always an easy double hit. And then from this point, it's going to randomize what weapons drop. And based on how I've described them, we basically don't want bombs. Bombs are usually not what we want because you can't really get a double with them unless you combine them with something. So like bomb rocket, bomb barrel. So now we're in the RNG section where we just have to hope we get good weapons. And we have a rocket over there. I don't want to pick that up just yet because there might be a bomb over here, and there is. It's both bombs, actually. So if I would have picked up that rocket, I would have not been able to hit him with the bomb because you can't flame while you're holding something in Spyro's mouth. So good double. And optimally, you'd actually get 2 triple hits, but triples are nearly impossible without RNG manipulation. So we would definitely not be seeing like any triples. Another bomb rocket, except this one's finicky. Yeah, he went for the rocket. Gulp can also be pretty bad because if he sees a weapon he likes, he can sometimes run to it and just pick it up. So right there, I kind of had an idea that he really wanted that rocket, and he did. So if I get a triple here, this would still be optimal, but chances of that is slim to none. And it's going to be pretty slim, especially because that bomb missed. Oh, actually, if he charges me and this one's a barrel. And not quite.
Almost.
I thought of an idea. I was thinking I could do the barrel rocket again, but not quite. It's fine though, because this was still an overall fine Gulp. Like Gulp is so much RNG, so much garbage that like we'd probably take that still.
RN Gulp.
And now we're on the final homeward. It's been like 12 minutes, and we've grabbed basically no collectibles except for the first stage where we 100%ed it. Here, this is a weird mechanic Spyro games like to do. When portals are locked in these games, based on like certain requirements we haven't met, they don't like just disappear. They just change their y-axis to be like underneath the map.
Ah.
So first and foremost, we're going to get over this castle wall. You're supposed to have head bash to enter, but we can go to the left and do some platforming. And then over here, Dragon Shores has like the power-up we want, which is Fireball. It basically just breaks the game in half and allows us to cheese a lot of the mini games. And we want to enter it over here, go under, and right there. So yeah, for it to be easier on the game developers, when you don't have something unlocked, the Y value is just changed to like negative something, so it's underneath the map. But it's still active. I mean, you could still hit it. So we hit it. Now, just because we're still glitching the game out, we need to get over this wall with a double jump. This wall is really tight. This is like the hardest double jump in the game, so I'm not surprised I failed it a few times, but we'll probably get it eventually, or maybe not. Surely at some point. There we go. Go through the wall. Now, this is the only soft lock that we could reasonably get in this run, so I'm going to take my time. You want to get a double jump out of the water, and then hover beneath this fireball power-up to get it. If you swim in Dragon Shores with Sparks, the game is not meant to handle that, because the water, even though it's out of the map, like, there's nowhere you can swim like in the map. So because of that, if you try to swim, it's just an instant crash. So to do the double jump, we have to jump and push the square button. So we have to make sure we don't mess up our double jump and accidentally swim. Now we got this, still glitching the game. Bada boom, bada bing. Get the swim in air like that. And now we fight Ripto. And that's Spyro 2 any percent. You basically have to do any percent before you do 100%. So such a mess of a category, such a mess to explain, but that's the gist.
Yeah,
And now that we do have Fireball, this is going to be easy pickings because you're supposed to grab these orbs on the map. But I can just hit them with the Fireball and it immediately does damage, so...
I've always liked about this category that you sequence break all the way to the final boss, and only then does the good part start, as far as like this being different from other categories.
Yeah, I've definitely heard a lot of people say like, oh, I got the frame perfect pause transition.
Nice.
That loses time. Whoops. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people be like, oh, I want to learn 200, but I don't want to do that any percent crap. And it's like, I can't blame them because it's a lot of just glitching and, you know, doing unintended things. And some of it's like somewhat easy, but most of it's kind of annoying to learn, kind of hard. So it's just one of those things we all have to get used to.
Claims.
And here we have Ripto. Gonna get that, then get an early hit on him. He's down.
GG.
Yep, GG. That's any percent. Woo! 14 something. Let's go. And now the true run begins because we've defeated Ripto and we have the Fireball power-up. So the Fireball power-up, basically any mini game or like anything that we need to defeat, like certain enemies or something, we can just use the Fireball. They're all weak to it. It's gonna shred enemies. And then by defeating Ripto, our Sparks range gets extended like tenfold. Because the game expects you to defeat Ripto and then go back for like missing gems. So it's like, oh, you're missing only a few gems. We'll give you like insane Sparks range, so you don't have to worry about that. But we abuse it, so we're going to see a lot of, I want to say, tight lines where like you could see gems homing in that like I wasn't even that close to.
Nice.
And
this is the start.
Yep. Sequence breaking to Ripto first also means that everything that we would normally pay money bags for throughout the game is unlocked for us, including the abilities that we had not yet bought, the climb and head bash.
Yep. Which is really useful, mainly just because for some reason, even though Fireball destroys everything, some of the rocks that have like hidden goodies inside them, you need head bash. Just for some reason, I guess the Fireball can't destroy those. And climb, you'll see like once. You'll see me use it once, but we're just going through this level. Missed that shot, it happens. But yeah, a lot of this game, once you get to this part, a lot of it is just Fireball, make your way through it. It's really flashy, but it's also kind of hard to explain because, you know, you're just schmoovin'. That guy. We do actually have to get 15 guys in this level to activate a supercharge power-up. So in this game, unlike Spyro 1 per se, the enemies don't drop gems. They drop like souls. And if a level has a power-up gate, you have to defeat a certain amount of them before you can use it. So here I wanted to defeat 15 so I could get to the supercharge power-up in the future, which I have. Here we're going to do another sequence break. I talk to the guy, hit the mystery vase, glide over. He tries to talk to me even though I'm gliding. He gives me the orb anyway, even though I'm not having a conversation with him. Then we go over here, get this. We're basically just routing backwards because the mystery vase has a ton of gems. But it's going to take us all the way back to the beginning of the level. So we're going to keep hitting the mystery vase, kind of go backwards through the level. Get that basket. That didn't break. Barely make it up with that. Come over here. And now we're going to hit a really hard supercharge. This supercharge is pretty annoying. Supercharging in S2 is really tight compared to all the games. So it's kind of nervous. But we want to get these gems. Come over here. Go through this tunnel. Drop down. We want to get this 5 gem that's in the corner. Got it. And it's good. And it looked just like that. That was clean.
Nice.
those barriers around the tunnel are the only reason you actually need the supercharge in this level. Your fireball can deal with the pumpkins, but not the barriers.
Yeah, if it does hit the pumpkins, that is. So I missed a few shots there, but it's fine. And now we're at the end of the level. We're going to supercharge again. I did miss a vase or two up here, so we're actually going to drop the supercharge. And this only loses like a few seconds, just slowly charging our way through this. Going all the way to the end. And that is Rabah confirms. Another thing you're going to notice about S2 Hundo is the routing is a mess. I mean, it's not very intuitive. It's a lot of, I go here because it's optimal. I do this because it's optimal. But like the route just looks like I'm zigzagging everywhere. Like... It's not really defined like other games you might see, like previously in the marathon. It's very non-linear.
Well, especially because the game by design expects you to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. I can't get a double jump out. What? Okay. Yeah, sometimes Spyro 2, it can drop your input a few times. Usually not a big deal, but right there I just lost my input like 3 times, so I kind of just got stuck there. Here's Metropolis. We're supposed to have, I think, like 20 orbs or something to enter it. We don't have that yet, so we just go underneath it again, because again, the y-axis is just negative something. So we just go underneath it, and it's like, oh, well, you hit the trigger, so here's Metropolis.
I think this one's either 25 or 30. I think 20 is the... Cloud Temples.
Cloud Temples, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about running one Hundo, and I'm kind of glad Stump mentioned this, is that since I'm so used to the Hundo route, and I don't really run a lot of the non-completionist categories, you sort of just forget, like, what's actually expected of you. Like, you're kind of just like, oh, you go here, blah, 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 but I couldn't tell you exactly what are the requirements for some of it, which is kind of odd. It's one of those things where, like, a new runner could definitely one-up me on that.
One of the occasions where
here we have this mini game. Yep, and this mini game, you're supposed to hit the bombs back at this, like, bull. He's weak to fireball because everything is. So you just spam it, and then this robot dude's like, oh, excellent work. You, like, steamrolled him. Nice. And then here we're going to go out of bounds again because we want to make a UFO cycle. These UFOs are on a cycle as soon as you cross a certain path. And they're really annoying to back up. So we want to get this cycle on point. We want to get these 2 guys, come down here, get these gems. Go over here, hit this, hit the balloon up here, hit this guy, turn over here, and
nice.
That was pretty good. And now we have UFOs 2, which is a little bit easier because the cycle doesn't begin until I, like, get this dialogue box. So you just saw that guy, like, pop in. Because of that, UFOs 2 isn't as annoying to hit the cycle. And then we get these 2 guys right here, get this guy down here, miss that balloon, that's fine, that's an easy backup. Come up here, hit this head bash chest, get the balloon now. Then we're gonna come over here, get these reds, and then the last UFO, I mean, we see him, so we're just gonna snipe him over here, and yeah, it was pretty fine.
Nice flying.
And you made it.
Bang, 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 easy. And now the rest of the level is just cleanup. We just have to clean this entire outdoor section. Because this whole section, you're supposed to kind of go through a majority of it before you get, like, the super flame and the flying ability. But because I did the first UFOs early, it spawns me up there where, like, the gate is. So I was just able to completely mitigate the intended route. Get all these gems. I trust Spark's a homie because he's busted in this game. Drop down here, and assuming I got everything, it's going to be this last room right here, and we should be good. Fireball those early so we don't have to get them. Metropolis complete, and we're good.
All right. Also, for those who noticed that our first interaction with the Inventor Droid caused us to get 2 orbs, the first one is the level end orb that we would have been given just by talking to her.
Yeah, she's you're supposed to get the end of level orb like Stump said, and then you're supposed to hit UFOs 1. But since we did UFOs 1 to get teleported to her, she's like, oh, like, here's an orb, like, congrats getting to the end of the level. And then the game immediately checks, like, how are the UFOs doing? And then it's like, wait, they're gone. Give them another orb.
And, that,
So then it immediately triggers her dialogue to activate again.
and we saved the text
And you
box
get a
from
second one.
introducing that mission.
That is true. Here we have Cannon Speedway. Speedways in Spyro games are usually my least favorite. In Spyro 2, they get a pass because with Fireball, you don't have to flame all the enemies, which means we don't have to get up close and personal with them. So because of that, I can kind of just snipe them from a distance and try to get this done as quick as possible. I say that as those two guys were already close to begin with. Here we have a bunch of birds we need to snipe down. I actually got pretty unlucky. My Fireball did not get as many as I hoped it would have, but that's fine. It only loses like a second or two.
Each speedway has.
And now...
Each speedway has.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, each speedway has 4 sets of 8 targets, and to get all the gems, you have to get all of them before time runs out. Also,
Yeah. And then each speedway also has a Hunter mini game. Most of the Hunter mini games are auto scrollers. Basically, Hunter is like at war. No, I think that's Spyro 3 actually. I think in Spyro 2 it's just nonsense mini games. Because I was thinking in Spyro 3 he's like messing with like the UFOs and all that. I can't remember what the missions are in this game, but in this one I think it's just general like busy work. So for Cannon Speedway, he wants you to shoot these balloons. And Metro Speedway in the future, he wants us to grab gem bags from like thieves. A lot of the Hunter mini games are kind of just boring, kind of time wasters. So, I mean, if you want to say anything, either of you guys, now is the time.
No, absolutely. So, once again, folks, we are watching Complete-a-thon 2024. Right now, Derek is 100%ing Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage after a wonderful display of the Spyro 2 any percent. And we are raising money for Girls Make Games, which is a charity that was founded in 2014 in order to provide girls with the space and resources to explore the world of gaming and to help them pursue careers in game development. Girls Make Games has helped their alumni go on to graduate high school, college, and on to jobs in the gaming industry and wider STEAM fields. With help through your donations, the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund will give women and girls the support they need to reach their fullest potential. If you'd like to donate, please type an !donate in chat to get the link to our Tiltify page where you can make a direct donation. And we do still have those incentives up and available where you can donate towards catching Mew in Pokemon tomorrow, as well as to come up with the nickname for Squirtle.
Sounds good. Now we have Mystic March. This level, oh my. If you thought the routes in some of the previous levels were pretty non-linear, kind of a mess, Mystic March takes that up a notch because there is a mini game here where Professor needs his desperate pencil back. I guess they don't have a Staples in the Spyro universe. So he needs this pencil, this one specific pencil back. And the whole route is going to involve us basically doing this... I don't know how you describe this like mini game or I guess task. It's basically we're gonna go to different locations and it's gonna lead to a chain reaction. So like we have this egg, we're gonna put it in a bird's nest, and then the bird's gonna come by, grab it, give us a different item, and it's just gonna be a lot of weird stuff like that, like 5 or 6 times, and then we'll get his pencil back. So the whole routing of this level is just get the item, drop it when we need to so we can use Fireball, and then just do the level in this completely unreasonable route. It's quick, but it just looks so ridiculous, just going everywhere like this.
A whole bunch of convoluted fetch quests that's kind of like you are the walking Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, actually?
I refer to the like egg to pencil thing as the trading quest.
The trading quest is actually a pretty good way to describe that. Sorry about this. Apparently I did not hit that thing, and I don't know where my thing's at. This is actually pretty bad. It probably despawned somehow, which...
Are you looking for one of the Sparkplug thieves?
No, I'm looking for the egg I dropped. It probably despawned. That is, yeah,
It
this
could be
level's garbage tier in terms of coding as well, so...
It could have ended up on the surface of the water.
My, do I
Yeah,
Could have.
that's a moot point now.
Here's another.
Yeah.
Yeah, this mini game, I'm gonna say the line. This has actually like not happened to me in so long, so it's kind of unfortunate it happens in a run. Basically, there's a balloon up there I wanted to hit. I swear I thought I sniped it, but the game didn't like the angle I had, which is fine. But because of that, I had to shoot the egg, and the eggs and like all the kind of items you get in this quest are very janky, where sometimes if you shoot them in the wrong spot, they just don't want to stay there, or they despawn, or they end up in a spot you don't expect. So not a good level, but it happens. Here we have to do the Sparks Plugs mini game, which is basically these 4 kangaroos, I think. They have Sparks Plugs and we need to shoot them down, and then once we get 4, it's going to teleport us. So for the last one, we're going to use that teleport to end up in a better location
And
for the route.
the pause and unpause skips a little section, time where you can't move while the spark plug floats over to you.
Right. Yeah, when the spark plug flies over to you, like the game like stops you and you're supposed to wait. But if you just pause and unpause, the game's just like, oh, okay, you know, he did it. So definitely helps a lot. Here we shoot the duck kind of in midair. It lands by the mother duck. She's like, oh, thanks for the duck. Here's a turnip now. This fetch quest is just such a mess. There the elephant could have hit me, but for some reason he didn't. Oh, that elephant's back though, because oh my lord.
Goodness.
I'm amazed that first approach to you didn't hit you.
Yeah. So since I had to restart the quest, I don't know if that messes with the elephants. Oh, it does, because all of this is different. So here we're actually gonna wait and hope Sparks gets all of those, and he didn't. So since I had to restart the mini game, a lot of like elements in the level that I had set up previously have basically got like revoked. It basically went back to its like neutral state. So all of that was pretty rough. But this was the teleport I was talking about. You get that last Sparks plug, then you get teleported over here so you can continue the route. Pretty rough level, man. Happens though. And we're gonna get this coin. We go to the fountain, and once we go to the fountain, we finally get the pencil back. It only took like 5 or 6 swaps, but now we have the pencil. We want to bring it back to Professor. We just gotta worry about this last elephant ruining our day. Luckily, we sniped him, so we're chilling. Bring the pencil back to him, and I'll have to get a 5 gem. Right around the corner, but it won't be too much. So.
What to do with that coin was the last thing I figured out in this game as a kid.
Yeah, the whole you have to drop it in the water fountain.
Yeah.
Definitely something. And that was Mystic Marsh. Not a good Mystic Marsh by any stretch of the imagination, but that's the thing about 200. There's only a few levels where you can make a big mistake, and this is probably one of those levels. So, happens. Now we got a level I'm actually a big fan of. Cloud Temples is really fun. We get introduced to Agent Zero. We have to shoot some bells. It's a pretty good time. This basket right here, flame charge it through the wall. Flame charging, we haven't really described. Stump, do you want to describe that, or?
Sure. So, when you charge through something that produces a gem, like a basket or a vase, the gem automatically homes in on you. That doesn't normally happen if you flame or fireball the thing, but if you're charging near it, it'll treat it as though you charged the thing for that purpose, and the gem will still home in on you, as long as you're charging sufficiently close to it at the time that the flame hits.
Right. And that's really useful because even though Sparks range is busted, if a gem is in a basket, we have to flame charge it in order to get it quickly. That, or we could just charge it like there. Right there, you can charge those and not lose like any time. So because of that, you're going to see a lot of like baskets and stuff just throughout the run where I just fireball it and then immediately charge beside it just because I want to get the gem, but I also don't want to manually charge through it because it will make it to where I can't take as tight lines. Here we have to shoot 2 bells. They're kind of in weird spots. I missed the first one as always. The second one I almost always hit, so it's pretty chill because this doesn't lose too much time. Get that bell. This dude's gonna talk and say like, oh, you're doing pretty well. Right there you saw a power-up gate. I'm supposed to have 21 like enemies in the stage defeated before I do this minigame. But with Fireball, I can just do this. Oh, not that. I could do this. Not that. I could do this.
There we are.
There we go. And then it just hits it.
Yeah, there are many stages where the fireball allows you to skip any need for the power-up, even if the power-up isn't super flame, and this is one of them. Also, that 21 spirits is a very tight thing, because I think this level only has 24.
Yeah, this level does not have many enemies, so 21 is like, they definitely expect you to come back to this like way late, which is not great. Here we're going to do a sequence break. I hit the guy up there, so it's going to teleport me as Agent Zero starts running. Here we're trying to catch up to Agent Zero before he turns around and tries to catch us. We started early because the beginning part of his walk is really, really slow. And I missed that basket, but it's chill as long as I get behind the wall. Okay.
Yeah,
And then we're going to end the level over here. And then we'll go back to that basket. It's not too bad.
it's too bad that Sparks didn't gain the ability to break baskets and vases until Spyro 3.
Yeah, that Spyro 3 ability is huge, by the way. Like, oh, I love that ability. But here, Agent Zero is going to do his walk around. Because basically the whole gimmick of this mission is like, you need to get to the base. But if you get caught by Agent Zero, then he's like, oh, well, you know, you're not a real secret agent. You had to follow me, blah, blah, blah. And if you prove to him that you're a secret agent because he couldn't spot you and you got to his secret base, then he's like, oh, I'll give you an orb because only a true agent could do that maneuverability. It makes like no sense, but I mean, he's Agent Zero. He kind of just makes up things as he goes, so.
Yeah. Also, that has a bit of a theme of orbs being used for random things. Like, he tells you that the orb is a secret decoder that'll allow us to send secret messages, but some other NPCs mention orbs being used as a nightlight and other things like that.
Yeah, the common trend with the orbs is that like every NPC has their own use for it, but it's never like the right use. It's never like, oh, I know what this does. It's always like, oh, I used this as like a nightstand or something like ridiculous. And then here we are going back to the first Hormord. So I said we do the levels like backwards, and I was pretty correct, but it's actually not as simple as last, like second, first. It's actually last, first, then second. The reason we do this is because there's a last level we do called Icy Speedway that's in like no man's land. So we want to end the actual run on that level because we don't want to waste time trying to go back to where all the other levels are. Here we have Colossus, a pretty cool skip right here. We're supposed to talk to this monk to open the door, or we could do that, and now we don't have to talk to him.
Nice.
So this level is really, really unique. It just aesthetically looks pleasing, and it has a hockey minigame that basically determines whether the level went good or not, because the hockey minigame is like 2 minutes of this 5-minute level. So it definitely overstays its welcome.
Keep going.
Here I have flamed the one like statue before I talk to Professor. And the reason for that is because usually he has an extra line of dialogue being like, oh, you know, flame the statues, like get rid of their evil spirits. But if you hit one and then talk to him, he's just like, oh, keep going, dude, you're on a roll. So save a little bit of time there. We're getting pretty close to the hockey, which is sadly unfortunate. Hockey has seen a lot of developments in the past few years because for the longest time, Hockey 1 was like 50-50 on where the enemy goalkeeper would throw the puck. He'd either throw it left or he'd throw it right. And for the longest time, we just were like, okay, just get lucky on the 50-50. But I'd say around 2022 maybe, like it was pretty recent. We found out that if you have good movement, you can actually grab the puck before it gets to the enemy goalkeeper, and you can turn around and just score on him. And it removes all of the luck, and it boils it down to, are you skilled enough to basically get a charge jump out on like the earliest frame. So here I'm going to come over here, grab the puck, turn around, shoot it in the net, and I need to do that 4 more times, hopefully. Now, it's kind of tough, and if I mess up once, it'll probably be like 10 seconds lost. So it's really, really annoying, and I messed it up. And that's, yeah, probably about 10 seconds. It's really nice to have it, though, because even if I do mess it up and I'm like, man, that sucked, like, it still beats the 50-50. Like, I used to have 50-50s where, like, right there, I just won a 50-50. That was all luck, no skill. So I guess that was a good showcase of the old strat we had. And I missed it again. That one was kind of garbage, but I don't know. That was like, what, 3 out of 5? Not fantastic, I will admit, but happens. We probably lost like 15, but not a big deal. Now we have Hockey 2. Hockey 2 is even more luck-based because we can't grab the puck in time. But what we can do is the enemy goalkeeper always passes to his teammate. It doesn't matter what state his teammate's in or anything, he always passes to him. So we can fireball his teammate, intercept the puck, and then shoot it in his net. And then we have to do this 4 more times, so it's very, very boring. And sometimes he doesn't pick up the puck because it barely misses his window, so we have to turn around like that. And, yeah, how's your guys' day been?
Been a good, cozy Friday. Just enjoying Complete-a-thon and just watching everyone just show off these 100%. It's been really awesome.
Yeah, I saw the run beforehand. Was that a game within a game? Like, what was going on with that?
Yeah, at the very end, where it literally was just cutscenes to grab all of the rest of the Sable Mass. Rip was like, yeah, let's just go ahead and do a quick 8-minute speed run here. Let's go.
Nice. Yeah, I was so lost. I was like, wait, that's really unique if the game has like a game within itself, so you have to manage both at the same time. But then I was like, wait a minute, these games don't have similar stats at all.
No, he had just put on a different OBS source and just went for it.
Fair enough. Here I'm trying to get over this gap here. Thank you. So we did the hockey minigame, and now we're gonna clean up the last of the statues.
That was
And
nice
it
hockey.
should be pretty good. Yeah, Hockey 2 was pretty good. Hockey 1 was like 3 out of 5, which isn't that bad.
Yeah, that hockey too. It was worth trading the Crystal Glacier talisman for the tickets to see that.
True. So here we get those last green gems as we get teleported. They still collect. Basically, as soon as Sparks touches a gem, it doesn't matter how far you get teleported or what the game decides you need to do or go to. As soon as Sparks barely touches a gem, it's just you got it. So right there, we get the last 3 green gems because Sparks barely hits all of them. Then this is the end of the level. It's this section down here that's supposed to be part of the main path that we missed completely during this route. And then we drop a 5, which is probably stuck up there. It is. So we'll hit a little Sproder, get it. Nice backup. Yeah, I should mention that actually. This is like super nerdy shit, so sorry if you don't want to listen to it. But basically there is gym RNG in this game. Anytime you break a vase, a basket, a stronghold chest, anything, the gems will not always end up in the same spot. They have a slight deviation. So right there, the 5 usually falls down on the lower path, so I get it later. But I was unlucky, and the gem RNG had it fall basically forward, where it stayed onto the platform. It's like super nerd stuff. It usually doesn't affect the run, but in rare cases like that, it's kind of just garbage, but it happens. And now we have Idle Springs. This level has a fun minigame that... You probably know the minigame Stump, don't you? Surely you
yes,
remember
I do.
this minigame.
Yeah, it's a fun minigame for some definition of fun.
It is one of the mini games of all time. Basically, there's going to be an idle thing up here. This whole part is supposed to be like a puzzle. You're supposed to solve 3 puzzles, and this guy gives you an orb, which is a lot of work considering most other guys give us an orb just for doing anything. And this is puzzle number 2, fish. Basically, it's all luck, and anytime there's a like yellow or blue fish, you need to knock it into his mouth. If it's a red fish, you're supposed to leave it. If you knock it in, he like spits out 3 fish. And you got to get to 10, and it's complete luck. I've had runs where I've gone no red fish and I'm popping off, and I've gone runs where I've sat here for like a minute 20. So it is great start to the mini game. A lot of red fish.
You can sort of see if the fish take a specific track toward the lower left, that they'll be jumping up. But I also see a lot of runners turn their camera so that they can get a better view of the approaching fish.
Yeah, I go for, I would say, the slightly new modern strat, because if you turn the camera but you're not holding triangle, there's a few fish that when you hit it in, your fireball will be too high and it won't get into his mouth. So there's kind of a modern approach where you hold triangle, and then if a fish is low, you aim down, and if a fish is high, you aim kind of up. Right there, it didn't even work out because I still had 1 fish I accidentally messed up, but the rest of them were pretty clean. And that fish luck, unironically, was probably as average as it can be. I mean, that's pretty average. That's what you expect to see most of the time, is a decent bit of reds, but not too long. And now we're just going to get through the rest of this level. It's another kind of escort mission. So we just need to help this guy through all these passageways. Gotta defeat the bad... I don't even know what those guys are. Tikis with marshmallow, like, roasted sticks. It's something like that. It's a complete nonsense, but...
In the level, in the opening, in the entry cutscene for this level, like, one of the workers carves an idol and it comes to life and attacks him, so I think that's what the backstory to that. Oh, a lot of the levels have really, really silly entry and exit cutscenes. Sadly, we don't get to see them in the run, but there's something.
Yeah. There, I just did a chest proxy. The hitbox for that chest is a weird square, but you can get inside it like that. And when you do a specific technique called the twitch, where you kind of hold square and push X at the right time, you can just get launched up. It took me a few attempts, but it saves a lot of time because we get to this top route way sooner than going all the way back through the level. And here we have Hula. The idea here is to hit all of them, fireball the last one, miss it, fireball it again, miss it, and then we get to do the minigame again. That's the strat. That's like actually the strat, yeah. Oh, man. Happens, though. Yeah, Spyro 2 is very... I don't know what's the right word. Very variable. I've seen so many runners like mess up minigames like this often. I've seen bad runners like annihilate the minigames. It's very everything could just go wrong. So it's definitely a interesting time. And here we're at the end of the level. Just gonna grab some of these gems, get the talismans, which for 100% we do need the talismans, but since we skipped into all the bosses, they do like nothing for us. They're just a percentage increase. Get the last few gems here, and that was idle. Fish RNG was pretty okay. Hula, I got rolled, but it happens. And now we got a fun hunter section. He's basically going to teach us how to glide because I don't know how to do that. And I have to wait for his dialogue box every second. Well, not every second, but like every time I talk to him, I have to wait for his dialogue. He's going to tell me a basic core mechanic.
Okay.
He's going to be like, all right, not bad, but can you do a jump? And then he's going to be like, wow, that was impressive, but can you do like a glide and even hover at the end? I didn't even hover, but he'll still take
Hover
it.
skip.
He'll be like, wow. Yeah, hover skip. Yeah, he's like, wow, that's very impressive, man. And then if you get to this platform, he's just like, wow, you're pretty good at this. Have an orb. I don't know why he has an orb. He's supposed to be on Team Good Guys, but it happens. Here we do a little sequence, not a sequence break, but a little level break. You're supposed to go through this water tunnel to get that orb. The double jump can barely make it, so we actually do it in reverse. And then we get stuck at this wall. It happens. Come up here. We're gonna try to go for a swim in air. Got it.
Nice.
Basically, in Spyro games, if you can enter the swim plane and then have it interrupted, you can basically just swim through like any level you desire. So right there, I entered the swim plane, but because there was land like right in front of Spyro, he kind of just swam on top of the like land. And now we can get all of this, and it's very, very quick.
Yes, the early Spyro games don't work on a system of there being a volume that's water just on surfaces.
Yeah. And then we enter Ocean Speedway from underneath because, again, the levels are -Y. And I don't want to talk to the character up there because it has a few dialogue boxes about how tough Ocean Speedway is. Here, Ocean Speedway is probably the toughest speedway. It's pretty jank in terms of if the fireball actually hits the go-karts here. And it's also extremely annoying at the end when you got to get lucky on some of the guys. Right now, it's going pretty well. So here, we're going to get the last few guys here. And then we're going to actually make our way off the track and start to get these. Come up here, and then we're going to loop all the way back to the beginning of the level and then try to hit some boats. These boats are insane. They have such a small hitbox for how big they actually are. So some of these boats, I mean, I'll probably miss one or two. Like, they're just brutal, especially because they're by water, so I don't want to... Oh, actually, no, that was good. I was going to say they're by water, so I don't want to be too aggressive on them because if I hit the water, I instantly fail and have to do the whole speedway over again. That was actually a really good ocean. Like those boats did not mess me up like I thought they would, so...
And suddenly
That's
Hunter
good.
can fly.
Suddenly Hunter can fly and he wants us to go through rings. Here I'm going to take a kind of weird route because the game doesn't check if Hunter's gone through the rings. It's just if he's gone through a ring and it turns green, you have a set amount of time to hit that specific one. So because of this, we don't have to follow Hunter's route like one for one. We just have to make sure we don't, you know, let a green ring go to like nothing and we lose. So we're going to do a weird route and just not follow Hunter from this point forward. And we're going to hit all the other rings and we're going to finish the mini game earlier than expected. Because he's supposed to do another loop there, but that takes a lot of time, so we're just going to go ahead of him. And that was a good ocean. I mean, hey, Ocean Speedway. We will take it. And we're at the halfway point about. We have 32 orbs. We got another 32 to go. All right, you guys...
About skipping Alora's dialogue going in where she says how tough it is. So tough that she requires you to have one orb to get in.
Exactly. She's like, yeah, Ocean Speed. I forget exactly what she says, but it's something about how it's like tough or how it's like not like easy. It's just something about like how like hard it is. And then it's like, but if you have one orb and you've proven yourself, I'll let you in. It's just insane. Here we have Hurricos. This level is so satisfying. It's probably my favorite Spyro 2 level because the majority of it is movement until the last minigame, which even though the last minigame is annoying when we get there, this movement section here is just oh so nice.
Also, the NPCs have a familiar voice.
Oh yeah, we will... Oh, my double jump is gone. Okay. So right there, I tried to do a walking double jump because I really want to make this gap. And if you walk like too fast before you initiate the double jump, you don't get it. You kind of just get one of those like jump and then you kind of just charge down. It happens every once in a while if you're, you know, just walking too fast. But Luckily, I wasn't over a pit or anything
Press
important,
triangle
so.
when you are very close to the windmill, or you won't make it.
All right, I tried to shut up as soon as he started talking, but yeah, you're gonna hear it in this one. So be quiet real quick, and
Thanks for shut.
that was a very familiar voice. It's the legend Tom Kenny, voice of SpongeBob. I don't know how exactly he got mixed up in Spyro. I think he was just a, like, I guess this was, no, I think SpongeBob was, when did SpongeBob air, actually? I need to talk about that. Because I think SpongeBob was like right after this game,
Yeah,
right?
I
Or
do
like
think
pretty
this
close.
I do think this predates SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was before SpongeBob. So this was before Tom Kenny was like a hot commodity. He was kind of just like respected as a good voice actor, but not like the voice actor. And then SpongeBob happened, and then all of a sudden, like, just to get him, it was a lot harder. So in Spyro 2, yep, he's there, and, it's pretty sick. Here, we're gonna do some more demolishing. These guys have a striking resemblance to what, Insomniac would make next, which is Ratchet and Clank. You have these big guys with wrenches, and you have a robot going around. A lot of people have the theory that, like, this level, like, these enemies designs are, like, what inspired them to make Ratchet and Clank. I'm not too sure about that, but, I mean, I can definitely see the resemblance. They definitely look kind of alike. Alright, even here we have the lightning minigame. This minigame sucks. And I don't think there's a single Spyro 2 speedrunner who'll tell you it's actually fun, because it's not. These lightning thieves are gonna spawn in and try to take the orbs we place, and there's 10 of them. There's 10 of these scumbags. And basically we're setting this up where we want to get a kind of a early spawn kill. So we're setting up the orbs in a specific way to where they're gonna spawn. And if you get the spawn kill, it's great, and if you don't get it, then it's just mayhem. So here we go. I got 2 of them. This third guy's getting away. And okay, we got that in there.
Wait,
this fourth guy. So
Did one of them just drop its thing close enough to the thing
yeah,
that
it
it
just
went
went
right
in.
back in?
yeah. You don't see that very often.
I don't think I've ever
but
seen that
it was
before.
cool. Oh, I've seen that like maybe once. It's super rare. And then this guy, he wants to get that. We want to get both of these guys at the same time. So this was actually a really good lightning thieves. I'm not kidding you, it usually does not go this good. Because the last 2 guys, we put the orb up here, and then we just turn around, and they just spawn right here, and we just get them. Shoot a fireball up. It's in the cutscene, because all cutscenes are in-game. And yeah, that was a really good herd coast, other than the missed, like, double jump, where if I was over a pit, I would have died. But I was on ground, so we're chilling. Pretty good, pretty good. Almost at 5,000 gems. The amount we need is 10,000. So once we cross 10,000, we'll be halfway in terms of gems. And yeah, you guys got anything you want to say, comment, talk about Spyro? I'm down for anything.
Well, once again, I want to remind everyone that we have been running Complete-a-thon nearly all week long, and will be going on through the weekend, and it's raising money for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. And I want to be able to throw out a couple of statistics here. While women make up nearly half of the gaming population, less than 24% of game developers in the US are women. Girls Make Games was created to address this gender gap and to create a space for girls to explore the world of video games. To date, nearly 25,000 girls in 160 cities in 22 countries have accessed game dev workshops, summer camps, and tutorials. GMG's published titles have been downloaded over 190,000 times on partner platforms like PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Creators Programs, Steam, and Google Play. By inspiring girls to engage with Steam through the fun and creativity of game design, we're creating a world where girls have the chance to discover their potential through gaming and game dev. So folks, please definitely consider making a donation by typing !donate in chat.
Appreciate it. And Pretty good cause. Now we have Sunny Beach. Sunny Beach is a pretty short level. The main thing with this level is want to get these kind of boxes that have turtles inside them. There's 7 of them you have to get, and if you get all 7 of them, you get an orb. I don't know why they're in boxes, but they just are. So we get 6 of them, and then we save the last one for a teleport after we finish this minigame. This minigame is Turtle Soup, and it's very goofy. It's basically this weird chef. He's like, oh, your turtle friends are toast. I'm gonna chop them into soup, and I'm gonna eat them, and they're gonna taste good. Like kind of menace behavior for a kid's game. So yeah, he's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do all of that. So we gotta hit them out of the way, make sure they don't get in the pot. Once you get 2 or 3 of them, 2 if you're quick enough, he's just gonna go like, oh, rats, like I can't have turtle soup now. And then he's like, oh, just kidding, actually, I'm gonna try again. And this time he's gonna try again way harder because there's gonna be like 10 turtles that he like sends out in an attempt to make turtle soup. So we just have to thin the soup, make sure they don't hop in there. I don't know why they're trying to hop in there. I don't know if it smells good or what the plot point is. This game's pretty finicky when it comes to plot. They kind of just make things up, and it's really fun to experience it, but it's also like, if you look too far into it, it's nonsenseville.
Yeah, that's one of the things that makes Spyro Spyro.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, another random use for orbs. The chef mentions that he was going to use those orbs to buy potatoes for the soup.
For the soup, yeah, nice. And again, he's gonna say, rats, you stopped them again. Now, he very well could like send out the turtles again once we're gone, but I guess he just doesn't. So we're gonna hit this turtle box through the wall, so we get teleported here, get the orb, get the 2 5s, and that's Sunny Beach, a pretty tight level. Now we just have to hope he doesn't try to make turtle soup ever again, or else we will be back. And yeah, pretty good level. Now we have Aquaria. Aquaria is the only level in this game that is mainly underwater. And even though underwater levels usually have a bad rap, I'd say in Spyro 2, this one's pretty good. Especially since we have Fireball, we're going to be able to destroy a lot of things underwater. Sparks' range underwater is actually like slightly bigger than on land. So we're going to be able to take even tighter lines. And it's not too bad. First things first, though, it wouldn't be a Spyro 2 run if we don't break something. So we're going to hit this button from a distance, go all the way back here, and we're going to try to hit a button through the wall because we don't want to play any level the normal way. So once we hit the button, it's going to teleport us over here, and this is basically the end of the level. The level's kind of like a circle. So we've basically just gone back to the back of the circle, and we're going to do the whole level backwards. Now we're going to head down here. Get these. These sharks, you're not supposed to be able to kill unless you get this power-up, which is way later in the level. And you also need to have some of the enemies killed to get the power-up. Since we have it early, it just makes this level so much easier. Because we don't have to worry about them chomping us.
Yeah, those sharks are something quite unusual for this part of the Spyro series, in that they are an insta-kill.
Yeah. They're an insta-kill if they chop you up. Moneybags does have a dialogue box in the beginning where it's like, oh, Spyro, you need to pay to use my submarine or else those sharks will get you. And if you decide not to pay him and, you know, take it on yourself because you think he's lying, you'll find out he's telling the truth. Those sharks do, in fact, hurt pretty bad. So here we're going to kill 2 sharks, shoot at the ground to kill the other one, get this guy sniped while Sparks is collecting all those gems. That was very clean. Camera's going to get wonky. We're going to turn around, pivot. We're going to hit this guy, jump to the left, jump to the right. Not jump to the left, angle to the left, then jump to the right. Get all these gems, and that's basically the bottom section of Aquaria. Aquaria does have a top section that's more open-ended, though. And now we're gonna have to go over and get that 2 gem.
This route through the level also sort of showcases the oddness of how water works because those buttons are just moving water surfaces around. The final one, well, ostensibly fills the entire level with water, but since we never hit the second button, the surfaces associated with that are still there.
You did it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of odd, but like right before I got to the shark like section, like I left a water surface to enter another water surface. It looked very jank because of that exact mechanic. And then here we have a manta ray section, so we're gonna break all these vases that we can. Talk to Hunter. He's gonna be like, "Yo, bro, you ever wanted to go like manta ray riding? Like I have a pet manta ray for some reason. Don't know why he does." But he's just kind of chill like that. So we're gonna get the manta ray, try to get these gems.
Who claims that the purpose of this is to train the manta ray?
Well done.
Oh, he's trained? Really?
Also,
Weird.
I think you can do the full backflip that this is possible to, that the manta ray can do in Spyro 3, but good luck not failing the mission if you do that.
Yeah, this mission is a lot of the seahorse is gonna spawn bubbles. We go through them. We want to get all the gems so that at the end of the level we can just leave, so we don't have to backtrack. This is where it gets a little weird. The second to last, not second to last, but the last bubble this guy is going to put out, we're gonna get extremely late, and it's gonna look a little scary because we want to get these gems, but we get it. Evan Hunters says, "Incredible, we're amazing, we're Spyro the Dragon, we're sick." Evan, that's Aquaria done. So,
Did we mention the tower climbing thing in the out of bounds?
we did not. I forgot about that because I was talking about the water planes and everything. You want to mention that real quick?
Yeah, we forced ourselves out of bounds by holding a diagonal and swimming downwards at the top there, and that put us out of bounds, and we went into the sixth of what would be a sequence of towers we have to climb and rescue, what is it, baby seahorses from? But just the final one counts. And so you just get warped back to the NPC who gives you that mission and get the orb. But one of my other odd things about one of the quirks of that is in the dialogue for that, if you start that the usual way, the NPC mentions having borrowed some explosives. How are you supposed to... How are you supposed to give them back?
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like it's very odd. He has 6 like kids apparently, 6 seahorses, and since only the last one has the trigger, it's like you get the last one and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm so happy," when like you only did 1 out of 6. Like you definitely did not do a good job, but he doesn't care. He gives you the orb. He says you did a good job, so I'll just believe what he says. Here, we do the level again backwards. This is just the trend for Spyro 2. We double jump over some walls so we can get this backwards. We do that so we can spawn Bombo early. You need to talk to the kid to have Bombo spawn. Bombo's mechanic is he throws these green like balls at you, and if you hit them, you instantly go back and you have to redo this like whole section again. It's really, really annoying, so I wouldn't recommend it. There I actually jumped and like glid over to try to get some gems. I definitely didn't get them though, because I wasn't even close to having Sparks touching them, so probably have to go over there at some point. Here we're gonna go backwards still, hit this chest here that you're supposed to use a firework for, but we have fireball, so it's basically good enough. Get that 5 down there, that's a low jank. Come up here, and now we have another weird hunter minigame. He's just the star of the show at the moment.
The monkeys.
I forget exactly what he claims. It's something about these monkeys he's not happy
They
with.
escaped from...
And so he wants to put them in a barrel.
They escaped from the zoo, and he needs to get them back there.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that plot. Yeah, they escaped from the zoo. In the Spyro universe, they do in fact have a zoo. And yeah, he wants to bring them back. I forgot about that. I knew it was something ridiculous because I was like, I know it's something weird, but So yeah, we gotta get them back. There's 6 of them. If you get too close, they start throwing coconuts at you. So you just stay back, wait for Hunter to get close, fireball it. He grabs them. It's all good. Hunter's happy. He's so happy, in fact, he gives us another orb. I think in the whole game, Hunter has like 8 orbs or something. Like, he's, like I say, he's supposed to be on your team, but he has a ton of orbs just like hidden, and he wants you to do miscellaneous tasks for you to get them back. So, interesting guy.
Hunter could have opened the door to the second half of the Autumn Flames homeworld himself.
Yeah. Probably could. So here, we're going to do something a little risky. This is a little modern. You're supposed to...
Oh my...
Yeah. So it was found out to be quicker if you, because we used to go around to take the bridge. So you'd go around, take the bridge, but if you double jump that, it's actually a little bit quicker, but his cycle is a little worse, and it's more likely you're going to get bomboed. So I kind of went for a silly risk, but I didn't get hit. So we take it. Here, I shoot straight up to hit Bombo. I didn't even have him on screen, but he's just there, so I know I can hit him with that. Here, I'm trying to get that gem. That gem's really picky if you don't flame charge it correctly. And now, I'm going to go this way again, even though Bombo is currently going through the level. There are certain triggers that you need to hit for Bombo to move, and the only one we really care about is the one over here. So we want to come over here, double jump up here, get about right here, and now Bombo's basically going to follow us to the end of the level. So we're going to go through this, get all the gems, get the talisman, which is going to play a cutscene, and then Bombo's going to, like, probably hit us in the back of the head. He's going to, like, just run us over a little bit. Yeah. And just like that, that's perfect. We're going to get these last few reds, come over here. And I did get those gems on the bridge. That is hot garbage. I can't believe they gave that to me. Because like I mentioned, to get gems, like when you're getting teleported, Sparks has to at least touch them, like even if the camera's fading. So I definitely did not think I got those, but that was a really good Scorch. Pretty nice.
Nicely done.
Yeah, this game just has so much to explain. It's just such verbal, like tech and this and that. There's not really a good oh, like here's a nice break, or oh, you know, this level we actually just do normally. It's like, of course not. Like, we break everything. It's just the most broken Spyro game out of the trilogy by a mile. And now we have Breeze Harbor, another one of my favorite levels, actually. This level has a pretty cool route, and I just like the aesthetic of it. I don't know. Big aesthetic fan. We're gonna flame that, which activates a whirlwind over here, and we're gonna jump into it before this dude shoots out the flame. Here, we're trying to hit this strong chest over there while looping back to get those. We got it. And come over here. Fireball this guy. Come up here. We have to hit 8 of these spiky mine dudes. And if you do that, they give you an orb. Or not they give you an orb, but like one of the other characters is like, oh, you destroyed 8 stones. Have an orb. So
those breeze builders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of which,
so Breeze Harbor has a weird story mechanic. You want to explain that? Because it is something.
Yeah, so the home characters here are the breeze builders, and they're dealing with an infestation of land blubbers. But in another level that we'll be getting to soon, things are the other way around.
Thanks.
So we're kind of fighting for both sides here.
Yeah. We're fighting for both sides, and I hate to say it, I think I'm on the Breeze Builder side, because this level's pretty good. The level called Zephyr, where we play for the other side, is notoriously the hardest S2 level to get right, and a majority of speedrunners don't like it. Right there was a clam proxy. basically, I charged into that Clam's hitbox, and I do the Twitch mechanic, and I get height, which is really good because it gets me up here to grab these gears. You guys might remember the trolley minigame, where like he says like, oh, trouble with the trolley, eh? And it's kind of tough for a lot of newcomers. If you glitch up here and you just grab all the gears and then talk to the guy, you don't even have to do the minigame. He's kind of just like, oh, you got all the gears. You're like so skilled. So we're going to come over here, talk to this guy. Yeah, he was like, that's great, dude. Give us the orb. Skip to the trolley minigame, which is pretty convenient.
You may have noticed the slightly wide jump we made around the trolley so that we wouldn't activate it.
Yeah, it's really weird. Even though you're supposed to talk to the guy to, like, you know, initiate the mini game, if you get too close to the trolley, I guess it has a trigger somewhere where it's just like, oh, you're close to the trolley, but you're not in it. Like, you need to get in it. Like, you shouldn't be here. So we kind of do a wide jump there just to make sure we don't hit that trigger, because if you get in the trolley after you've gone, like, all the gears, it's going to glitch out and say you have, like, 0 out of 50 or something like that. And you're going to have to grab all the gears again.
Actually,
and it's just not a good time.
do the gears
Is it
even
like 50 out of 50
respawn
or
if
is
you
it
do
0 out
that?
of 50? Do the
I don't
what?
think the
Sorry?
gears respawn if that happens.
No, you have to fail the mini game and then they respawn.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a pretty bad like reset point. Like if that ever happened in like anyone's 200 run, it's just like GG, you know? Because the whole level we're like grabbing gears, doing miscellaneous tasks, grabbing gears. To grab them all again, it would be detrimental.
Also, as far as the trolley, like jumping on thing, well, there is a swim in air that you can do in that level, and yeah, make sure you steer well clear of the trolley if you do that. It's a soft lock.
Yeah, there's a just like what I did in the like Summer Forest homeworld, there's a swim in air you can do. It's slowly being adopted in 200 runs because the swim in air route is barely quicker, but it's soft. It's like a ton of possible soft locks, and it's not that much quicker for the risks. So it's pretty much in the early stages, but there are some people actually trying to implement that, which is cool because for the longest time, a lot of people were just like, oh, it's not optimal, don't do it. But now people are like, actually, it might be optimal. And we think it slightly is.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten about things beyond just that soft lock. Yeah, if you're in that swim in air and you hit a lot of the enemies, you crash the game.
Yeah. Yo, Ugala, thanks for the raid. Ugala is a Spyro legend. Shout out to him. Appreciate the raid. Thanks for the good luck, have fun, Dave. And Ugala, yourself. Yeah, Spyro, more Spyro homies. The Spyro community is just really big. It's really big, very variety-based, I'd say. Like, there's usually a Spyro streamer doing something that no other Spyro streamer is doing.
It's a wonderful community.
So, oh, yeah, it's great.
And Arugula and everybody that's just joining in, you are watching Complete-a-thon 2024, raising money for the Girls Bake Games Scholarship Fund. If you're interested in supporting the cause, we are looking to make a $2,000 goal by the end of the weekend. We've raised over $1,000 for this wonderful charity that helps empower girls and women to be able to step into the world of gaming and game dev. Just type !donate in chat to get a link to the donation, and we have an incentive. Couple of things for our Pokemon game tomorrow, including naming Squirtle for a bid war, where you could put in your name in the comments on Tiltify. We'll get that onto the Google sheet there, as well as the Catch Mew incentive that sits at a $300 goal.
Here we have a Dino mini game. This one is pretty simple. The spawns are the same every single time. So you're gonna notice I'm kind of just spawn killing them as soon as they attempt to chase down some of the like guys here. They're just immediately gone. Gone. Shoot a fireball over here. I hit the guy in the head, so that's bonus points. And that was no reason for that. I just like doing it. Then we have a second wave. This second wave's a tough tighter because there's 3 dinos that spawn kind of in the same time. So I try to snipe the guy long, get the 2 close, got it. So we should be good because now I can get this guy right off spawn and then the other guy as well. Yep. And that was pretty good.
Was
And that
nice.
was a really good Skilos. We didn't say like squat, but that Skilos was good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, during that, earlier we finished, we collected 8 bones and got the bone dance. Had to skip
Got
it
the
because we don't
bone
have time
dance,
for it. But there's a fun meme category in this where you just sequence break to that mission, do it, and let the cutscene play. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a miscellaneous category, and it's actually the most popular miscellaneous category. Well, not miscellaneous, category extensions category by a long shot. On SRC, it has like, I want to say like 30 to 40-ish runs, which is a lot considering it's like, you know, categories extension, kind of like wacky categories that people don't really take seriously. So it's cool to see that the Spyro community is willing to meme it up every once in a while. Yo, Dylan, big Lander fan. Amen. Oh, Spyro was a little stuck there. Here we're gonna hit a little Sproder. We're supposed to save these guys to get up here, but if we Sproder up there, we can get up there without saving them. I didn't talk about Sprodering, and I've done it a few times in the run. So Sproder is a weird mechanic in this game, and slightly in Spyro 3, but it's less effective in that game, where I basically do the inputs for a double jump, but like on a sloped surface, like a wall. And by doing that, I can get additional height if the surface is sloped in a certain way. So because of that, I was able to get up there and not save the guys, which saves actually a lot of time because you have to save all the guys from ice. And then they have a dialogue that you have to skip. And then you have to wait as they slowly set up the like makeshift ladder for you. So it's like ultra mega slow. So always nice.
We've got a fun with the dialogue moment here. You'd think they could have gotten me out of here without not rolling a 2-ton snowball onto my head.
Yep. And we definitely did not. He's still captive, by the way. The intro cutscene that every level has show them like locking him up, and we're supposed to free him. Instead of doing that, the top of that like room he's in doesn't have a hitbox, so we just do some tight double jumps, get in there. Sorry. And then once we talk to him, he's just like, "Oh, dude, like thanks," and it's just like, "Oh yeah, you're still locked." And the burrows also go one way for some reason.
Also,
because for some reason I was able to just walk through them. So
also the reason the ice builders wanted us to rescue him is that he has tickets for that hockey game in Colossus, but he traded them for that. He traded them for that talisman.
Yep, and those were Draglots. Not the cleanest. They kind of jump and move around, like, I want to say pseudo-random, because it's not random if you get to this section, like, at the same time every run. But with how long this level is before you get to that section, it might as well be pseudo-random. They just jump around, swing back and forth, kind of are a touch annoying. So, they can be a little difficult to snipe. But once you snipe 18 of them, you get an orb. They can actually respawn people, so like if you wait long enough, like they'll actually start respawning people again, so gotta be somewhat quick about it. Guy didn't give you a free orb for flaming that dude in the head. Dude, tell me about it. That was an amazing shot.
Now for our friend George.
Yeah.
That is
hey,
the
George,
snow leopard's name,
George
right?
is such a nice guy. Yeah. George the snow leopard. This dude's awesome. And then we get like the infinite jumps in that corner for some reason. No reason, just kind of cool, weird mechanic. But yeah, George requires 3 fish. Once you feed it to him, he's like, "Oh, we're like best friends now. You fed me like 3 fish." So now he follows you, and we're just gonna slowly walk him back to the guy because he lost his pet George. And then once we give it to him, like Ugala said in chat, he's just going to say, "You found George," and then He gives us the orb.
Is this the only place in the run where we walk for a non-trivial amount of time?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only time I can think of where walking is king. Because as a new runner, I was like, oh, well, I'll charge, stop, then charge again. And everyone was just like, no. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's not good. So, yeah, it's Walk City there. Anywhere else in the run, I seriously don't think so. A lot of it's just charging. Because charging makes us go quicker. All right, here we go. Here we go. This level is Zephyr, and it is awful. Look, I love this game. I love this game. I've been praising it, dumping like 18,000 information bytes to you guys. I mean, if nothing sticks about this playthrough, just remember how not good Zephyr is. This level is hard, it is annoying, and there's cowlicks we have to rescue. So, beginning of the level, we had to do a weird, like, kind of out of bounds jump there, so we don't have to... Ooh! Okay, that dude didn't hit me. That dude did, though. So we gotta do a little out of bounds there so we can skip some of the earlier sections, because this level also has a mystery vase, which means that we want to do this level backwards, because the mystery vases always go from the end of the level to the beginning. So we do a lot of this. Come over here, shoot to the corner so we can hopefully break a basket through the wall.
Have it explode
Come in
when
here.
we're
The
in it.
TNT goes off. Yep.
Wow!
And you know what? Spyro's a champ. For that big explosion, he only took one hit. So, I mean, what a champ. Get these. Now we have an invisible wall jump here. Basically, we have to get under an got it, nice. That's really
Nice.
tough. There's an invisible wall that, like, overhangs, and you need to get under it and hover onto the scenery there. It saves a decent bit of time, but it's really annoying because it's invisible, and if you hover too late, you don't make it, and if you hover too early, the invisible wall kind of just shoves you down. It's like, get out of here. So that was very good. And then from here, we do the Romeo orb. You're supposed to plant seeds and like do this weird puzzle. I just double jump around and I get 2 orbs relatively quickly. And here are the cowlicks. This farmer, like everything around him is getting destroyed, blown up. Like, it's basically a battlefield out here, and this dude cares about his cowlicks. I mean, very respectable thing. But we have to rescue a decent bit of them and get them into this pen. And these cowlicks are the most jank AI I've ever seen. Because they basically behave on if Spyro is behind me, I walk away from him. But then if you get to like the side of them, they get kind of wonky. They don't really like have a good way to tell like where they should walk. So here I'm like to the side of him, and like out of nowhere he just is like, oh yeah, I'll actually go in the right way. We got him over this pit, shoot some fireballs so they don't fall in. This guy I charge into the corner and then stand right here, and usually he gets in a good spot. He did this time. These cowlicks were actually pretty nice this time. Usually they can be trolls, but oh well, I say that, and here he is. Okay.
The cowlick physics are something. Flaming them pushes them a bit. Charging them knocks them quite a bit, and Super Flame sends them to the moon.
Yeah, Super Flame is the preferred method, because like if I charge, I get a recoil back. If I fireball, I don't. So unless I really just want to make up a ton of distance on one specific cowlick, like I'm going to go for the fireball. And there's the pen. We need 5 of them in the pen. And there's also another set where we're going to need 7 in the pen. So here I'm going to knock those in, turn around, and basically that is set up to where as soon as I head back down there, assuming I did it correctly, it's going to be like, oh, 5 are in the pen. He's going to teleport us. And then the other 2 cowlicks, which I hopefully will send over there quickly, will be in good spots for me to get in the pen after the dialogue. This guy's always finicky.
Was that a case of the power-up just happening to be along the best path for the gem?
Yeah. So here I'm gonna come down here. Hopefully I did it right. I did do it right. So it teleports me. He's like, oh, you got 5 cows in there, but you should get 7.
Yeah,
And now I'm going to come over here, loop back around, get these guys in as quick as possible. This is the second most optimal way to do this. The actual like optimal way is to have 3 cowlicks and then hit them all in, so you don't have to go back and get the other 2. But the setup for that usually takes a while, so unless you're like really good at it, like doing the teleport early is pretty fine. And now after this whole level has been a slog, we still have a mystery base to go through. So we gotta hit the mystery base, gotta come through here, jump around this TNT guy. We don't want him to hit us. This end section, I will admit, is kind of fun. We go for a little balloon snipe there, and we hit it nice. That's gonna save a little bit of time. Come over here, hit the strong chest, hit the mystery base, start gliding over. Bonk into Zoe. That's actually like intentional, so we get the red gem. That's right below her. Come over here, flame charge these 2 baskets. Heading straight to the end of the level. This guy, we're gonna fireball because we don't want him to hit us. This mystery base, we want to fireball from a distance. This guy, we're gonna fireball. We don't want him to touch us. Here, we're gonna slide on in, and then we're gonna get all these gems. And that was a really good Zephyr.
I never realized that
Yeah.
there was an intentional bonk off of Zoe anywhere.
Yeah, that's also kind of a new thing because even though Sparks is really good, if you go through that section too quick, he usually drops a red or 2. Because even though his range is insane, his speed
Well
sometimes limits him. Not all the time, but when there's like gems everywhere, sometimes the speed limits him. So if you bonk on Zoe there, you immediately hit the ground, and he immediately just goes ham for like a half a second to a second, and then you can proceed forward. It's very insane. Now we have another speedway. This is Metro Speedway. It's got a pretty good aesthetic. Again, there is 4 sets of like enemies and gate. Well, 4 sets of gates and enemies, and we're gonna get through them all. So those enemies, just fireball them. The gates, get through. And then here is where the route gets a little wonky because we want to shoot all of these guys, but it's a little tight sometimes. So gonna get those, get that guy, get the pigeon down there. Got that. Come over here, supercharge on this. Oh,
Oh
flop
my.
around. Okay. Ooh, okay. No, it's fine. Yep. So it was almost optimal, but I just slightly didn't have enough height, so I kind of ate the wall. But it was almost really clean though. It actually was super close to being good. And here we have a not a hunter mini game, but this mayor needs help catching the loot bandits. And even though it's not like a hunter mini game, he's just here helping us.
Yeah.
So there's 12 of these bags we gotta get.
I feel like
And
no. I feel like there, in some levels, there was some. Well, they hadn't really settled on the role that Hunter would play because this, like, the mayor refers to Hunter as the hunter in this one.
yeah.
Also, the mayor has
Yeah,
the
he-
same voice as Moneybags.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very very weird. Because like even though we refer to these as hunter missions in the speedways, in this one it's like technically it's the mayor's mission, which is kind of odd, but yeah, in this game, or not this game, in this level, Hunter is actually a hunter. He shoots them, so they drop the bag and we pick them up. Pretty good, and we quit from there. Nice.
Oh, in Fracture Hills, we help Hunter use a bow and arrow on the Earth Shapers.
True, yeah. He did a lot of hunting in this game, actually. What? Like, obviously, it's like sometimes you don't think about it, but it's like, yeah, in this game compared to Spyro 3, he actually does a decent bit.
Oh,
Speaking
I
of
love
Fracture
the
Hills,
Allura
here
Warp.
we are. Yeah, the Allura Warp is amazing. Basically, she'll warp you to a level that you haven't gotten the talisman for yet. So we save like a bunch of levels like later in the run. And when you talk to her, she always goes for the one that's closest, like distance-wise. So she's like, oh, Fracture Hills is like, you know, even though it's really far away, it's closer than the other ones. So teleports us to Fracture Hills, and then we can do the last few levels of the run. There I overlapped 2 bagpipe like guys because it saves us some time. Because when you hit 1, it plays like a little cutscene, but if you hit 2, it plays the same cutscene, so you're basically able to skip 1 occurrence. Here, there's no one like close to him, so we just have to deal with it. Because the other guy that's close to him, we set up for a different double.
The first satyr you rescue, if you're close enough, gives you dialogue that includes the sentence, "Thank you for releasing me," which is odd to hear outside of Spyro 1.
Yeah, in Spyro 1, that's the big meme, is like everyone in that game tells Spyro, "Thank you for releasing me." And a lot of the dragons don't say much else other than that. They might be like, "Oh, thank you for releasing me, but I have to go," or "Thank you for releasing me, Spyro," and then just go away. In this game, they changed the main collectible to orbs, so they don't have to worry about giving them like too much dialogue. It's very, very
But
interesting.
if they had, it would be
Here,
like,
we're doing
thank
the
you for
alchemist
collecting me, right?
Nah, releasing. Nah. So here we are. Collecting would be better though. Well, I don't know about better. It'd be more accurate though. Here we're actually doing the alchemist mission, but since I had fireball, I was able to kill all the guys who are trying to hit him. And with this, I'm able to take a unique route and basically overlap if I do this right. This is a little annoying sometimes. Hopefully it overlaps correctly. Bang! Perfect.
Nice.
So we overlap that, so we get teleported back to Hunter after he's freed by the alchemist. And here he's supposed to have a bow and arrow to shoot the guys who were defending the alchemist from. But since we killed them with our fireball, he like a second later just goes, "Oh, they're all dead. Here's an orb." So we're able to get those 2 baskets behind him while he's deciding where all the guys are at.
Hooray for not having to deal with an escort mission.
Yeah. No, Spyro 2 is great about that, because Spyro 2 and 3 have some annoying minigames. With Spyro 2, a lot of the annoying minigames you just destroy. Like the Alchemist is a pretty not fun minigame, especially for beginners, but by destroying all the guys, I mean, you're kind of chilling. Other than the overlap can be annoying at times. So here we hit both satyrs. There's going to be a big white screen that shows up. You can actually crash there if you're like looking at too many stuff and it flashes. But if you just like look at the room you're heading to, it's pretty chill. And here we actually go in the portal because it's faster than pausing, because in Spyro 2, pausing takes a while. It's not like instant. It pulls up like a whole guidebook like aesthetic. So that was a really good fraction. That was a lot of information dumping, but that was also really good, so.
I also really appreciate that Debian3 Nestor in chat. I imagine it was from when we were talking about the "thank you for releasing me" line.
Yeah. Nestor is crazy. They actually try to skip Nestor nowadays. That's the crazy thing.
Oh,
There's a Nestor skip in that game, and it's like super hard, but
yes.
they try.
Seeing the snippet of that opening cutscene reminds me that it's the exiting cutscene from this. How many of us realize that there's an outright murder in it?
In this one?
In the exiting cutscene for this one.
Hey,
Oh, I haven't seen them in so long. It's actually kind of crazy how long it's been since I've seen them. Does he get hit by the hammer? Is that what I'm thinking of?
It's one of the ones pushes
else?
one of the others into the lava and then covers it up.
Oh, I definitely don't remember that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm with Super Dave. I haven't watched them in. Oh, Hunter's about to get smoked. He didn't even get 1 point.
Wow.
He didn't even get a single point.
I can't remember the
All right,
last
so
time
this is popcorn.
Very, very nice.
I'll give you a...
Yeah, so this is Popcorn 1 and 2. This is a RNG section where we're trying to pick up Popcorn and we have to beat Hunter. Popcorn 1, he's kind of easy. Popcorn 2, he puts on the jets. He doesn't mess around. And yeah, to have it to where he gets 0 points, even in Popcorn 1, is insane. Oh my gosh, he's going for 0 again.
We got one.
He finally got one. Popcorn 2, without like just sniping everyone he goes for, like 0 Hunter would actually be like insane. This is a really good popcorn, actually. This is a beautiful popcorn because they randomly. Oh, thank you.
Wow.
You're really...
Great spawn. Yeah, that was insane. Because with popcorn, it's luck based. Well, not luck, but well, yeah, RNG luck's almost the same thing. It's RNG based on like where they spawn. So a lot of it is like I just play near the middle of the map and hope they spawn close. And they did that time. That was great for me. Amazing popcorn. 2 orbs down. And we don't got much game left. After this, we just have Shady Oasis and an Icy Speedway, and we're done. Not too much more. Here again, a bunch of gyms. Then we're going to do another out of bounds over here because we don't want to slowly climb up the magma cone, which is why this level is called Magma Cone. We're going to come over here, jump around this, and right here's an elevator you're supposed to take. We're not going to take it. We're just going to get the gems by it, turn around, and then double jump over this wall so we can do this early. This skips climbing the whole magma cone thing. The Metropolis ending cutscene is great. I can't remember that one either.
I remember
I really just
it, and
need
it's
to
a good one.
rewatch. I need to rewatch all the cutscenes, man. Because I love these games, but it's crazy how when you speedrun them, it's like you forget certain things. It's like, oh man. Oh, he got me. Okay. So these are the party crashers. You need to get 12 of them. I'm actually going to go for a skip here where I hit 12 of them and then I try to touch the top.
Thanks, but
Close. If you touch the top of the magma cone there, it overlaps the things, so you can kind of get this cutscene that you usually get by touching the top, like, done early. I just barely missed it. I barely scraped it, but not a big deal. So we get the talisman, and this level is basically toast. We're going to turn around, shoot this balloon, shoot the one across the distance, and end the level at the bottom of the elevator that we were supposed to take a few minutes ago. And that's Magma Cone.
All right.
Robot takes the bus. Oh, that's the ending cutscene. The robot takes the bus.
So takes in a sense.
Okay. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. Now here is Shady Oasis. The last platforming level, because after this, it's another speedway and then we're done. This is an escort mission through and through. Like most escort missions I've complained about are like, you know, ending to beginning or like the level has some of it. This whole level is an escort mission. You basically need to escort this guy to the end of the level so he can give you the talisman. So a lot of what I'm going to be doing is kind of just trying to save time by setting things up beforehand. So here I'm going to get these green gems, get this guy, shoot the apple. Every time you hit an apple, that's like his cue to go. So as long as I hit the apple before he gets there, I didn't lose any time, and I'm able to set some things up. So like here, I'm able to get these gems, shoot this guy with a fireball, hit the apple tree before he gets here. Good.
Oh.
And I'm also killing a lot of enemies because I need a ton of souls here. I need like 18 to activate a invincibility gate. So I can do the one minigame.
In that previous room, there's one of my just favorite like casual interactions, where if you can get the hippo through without him running over the final like light brown clothed enemy, and then you knock more fruit down, the enemy will eat them and really enjoy it.
Yeah. Here I'm in a kind of bad spot. I didn't have sparks because I took too many hits. So what I'm going to do is hit this mystery vase. This level also has a mystery vase because that's just the trend. Get all of this. Talk to the talisman guy right here. And then I'm going to go for some fodder. We're going to see some sparksless movement, which is not great. Also, what's up, Hammer? Hammer is another S2 hundo runner. This guy's pretty great. Yippee! S2 hundo movement without fodder. It's really bad. Like, I know I'm making it look even worse. I wish I was kidding. S2 hundo movement is rough when you ain't got sparks. But we did that section pretty well as we probably could. Now we're gonna come over here, get the extra life, so we get Sparks back. And this is why I need to like kill 18 of the enemies, is because I need this invulnerability gate so I can head bash this first guy and do this mini game. Because if you head bash the first one, they come out way quicker. I don't know why, but they just do. And then he has the line, "I have a big family," because apparently that was like all his family. They got stuck in rocks and needed help. Come over here, hit this. Hit the mystery vase, drop down. Hit the gems. And then here we're gonna go for kind of a weird snipe. Now we'll go for the weird snipe. We want to hit this guy as he's climbing up. Got him. And then we're going to go for another overlap. We're going to wait, shoot the fireball. And there we go.
Nice.
We want to hit the mystery vase as, like, right before we get teleported. And it's going to glitch the, like, game out, and it's going to, like, freak it out. But basically, it lets us move the mystery vase, and we still get the teleport. Because if you do it too early, you don't get the teleport. So you have to go all the way back up there for the guy.
For that time that we were Sparksless, remember, that's just gem placement appreciation mode.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. It's one of those things where in Spyro 1, Sparks is really weak. So Sparksless is actually like a common, like I want to say like movement-based category for Spyro 1. In Spyro 2 Hundo, you wouldn't dare be Sparksless unless you're in a bad situation. Like, it is rough.
Yeah, but
And now we have the last level. We got all the gems. All the planes is
Alright.
clear. We just have one speedway. And we're done. This speedway has a fast cycle, which I'm going to try to go for. It's a little annoying, but not too hard. You basically want to be able to hit everything before you get to these like Loch Ness monster looking guys at the end, so you can dive into the water as you hit them with a fireball. And I missed that one guy, so we probably won't be able to do it, but that's fine. It only saves like I think a second or two. Pretty minimal. This level for a speedway is even more open than the other ones. Like this, they intended you to like kind of make your own path to begin with. So it's one of my favorite speedways, I'd say, in Spyro Trilogy history. Because even if you don't do the speedrun route, you can still come up with like many unique ways that's pretty quick. So here I would dive down once I hit this guy, but we missed, I believe, 2 of these guys actually. We're gonna get one, get the other, give up. We give up because it's quicker than the game realizing we have everything. Hunter is hiding in this igloo for some reason. So we gotta just break it open. And timing is going to end as soon as I finish this minigame, and it says 64 out of 64 orbs. I'll try to give a countdown.
The nice paragliding finish.
Yeah, a lot of people meme on Spyro 2's ending, because for Spyro 1, you have, like, you know, Nasty's loot. For Spyro 3, you have SBR. Since this game is so broken, you end on, like, such a, like, boring minigame. It's like, everything is so high energy, even it's like, oh, yeah, here's paragliding. This, like, boring thing where you're just pushing left and right a few times. I mean, you're not doing much, but... oh, well. Alright, and timing is probably going to end in 3... 2, 1, time.
GG.
Gee.
That was rough and only a few levels, and I got to show off all of the overlaps and all the cool stuff, so we take it. We take it, it's fine. Not bad, not bad. GG. Yeah, that run, I am so sorry for trying to explain half of that. So much of it is like information dump, information dump. Oh, I'm glitching the game out again. Information dump. Oh, I'm glitching again. Like, it's just... it's such a chaotic game, but that's what makes it so much fun. Like, if you're seriously interested in this game, join the Spyro community speedrunning Discord. I mean, everyone loves watching this game. It's one of those eye candy categories that just grabs everyone's attention. It's really cool. Thanks to the GGs, everyone in chat. Look at everyone in chat. All the Spyro homies. Look at that. It's like there's like 4 of them there. No, I'm a big fan of those guys though. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Stump, for commentating with me, explaining a few things while I messed around in this game. It's a fun time.
Thanks for having me in here to do that.
Yeah. And I ain't got much to say other than that,
Yeah.
man. I'm ready to eat some
Yeah,
food.
no, Derek, thank you so much for showing off
Absolutely.
Spyro 200. If folks want to be able to check you out or get in touch with the community, any shout outs that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. Spyro Community Discord, yet again, that's the place to go. You can find it on SRC or basically anywhere if you ask someone, especially me. I stream on my Twitch channel pretty infrequently, but usually when I do, it's a fun time. We like to goof around. I do all the Spyro and Crash trilogy games, full completionish. And I think I'm like fourth or fifth place, and I'm about to be third in like the main Splash Fecta category. So that's the place to be if you want to see some high quality gameplay, like for sure. And other than that, yeah, just Spyro Community Discord. I can't say it enough. It's one of the most helpful Discord places. Everyone's willing to help. Everyone's really cool to talk to. So just the place to be.
Rock on. Excellent. And Stump, any shout outs that you'd like to share?
Just, again, the Spyro and Splash community are wonderful people. And thanks to Derek for having me.
Great.
Yeah, no, it was funny. Yeah, Stump came into my stream, I think, yesterday and was just like, oh, I do commentary. I'm like, oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Come on. I'm like, I don't care.
I think I did that while I was preparing for my hosting shift yesterday.
So fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Speaking of which, this is all the commentary I'll be doing for this marathon, but I'll be on the host mic on for one run on Sunday.
All
And I
right. Excellent. Well, everyone, that was Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage 100% by the Dereklander. Thank you all so much for that. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Stump, for such an awesome display here. All right.
Bye-bye.
It was always a wonderful time.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. While we get ready to hop back on over to intermission, once again, you have been watching Complete-a-thon 2024, supporting Girls Make Games, a wonderful charity, supporting closing the gender gap inside the gaming and game dev industries. We will be with you all in just a little bit, so hang tight. Feel free to get up, stretch, grab a drink of water, and we'll be with you again shortly. Okay, so once again, folks, you have been watching Complete-a-thon, raising money for Girls Make Games. We have a $2,000 goal and have already raised over $1,000 towards that goal. With the completion of Spyro 2, that is the end of my hosting shift and for our speed running for today. We will indeed be kicking things back up again tomorrow with the Athena Crisis prequel campaign 100% hard mode by Shark Hat at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So please definitely make sure that you tune in for that on Saturday. I will be back again on hosting shift, kicking off Sundays final day to close out the marathon, and we will continue with tons of amazing speed running. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. Whether you've just tuned in this evening or have been following us since earlier this week, we really appreciate your viewing and your support for such an amazing charity. Please definitely spread the word by sharing information about No Glitches Allowed, Complete-a-thon, and all of the other amazing things that this group does. It's been an absolute honor and pleasure to be able to be your host for this evening. Want to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful rest of Friday. We are going to be rating Gondor Tower Guard, who had been showcasing some wonderful content earlier here at the community. So let's go ahead and show off some love.